welcome back to my channel. My name is Andrea Scardino. I wanted to show you how I clean, sanitize, and store my brushes. This is the final product here. These are all my face brushes. I keep them in this acrylic thing, cylinder, and it has a lid to keep dust and excess bacteria off of them. I like to use that for my face brushes because they go on my face, and if they're dirty then I break out acne, and that's no fun. Adult acne is never fun. And then these are all of my beautiful eye brushes and lip and other smaller brushes. So I keep them in this, it's a Thresholds marble thing. I think it's like a vase actually. Got it at Target, but I'm using it to hold my brushes because it looks pretty. And I keep them here, and then I have some shorter brushes that don't quite fit, like they get lost in there because they're too deep. So I keep them in my little, I contoured, eyeball wine glass looking thing that my friend Jen gave me. So I keep my little contour brush here, and some eye brushes. That's about it. Ooh, look at this adorable brush. I just got this from Sigma today. It's a winged liner brush. It's an EO6. Look how freaking tiny that is. Can you see that? I don't know how they made it so small, but I'm excited to use it. I definitely didn't use it today, clearly. But, yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoy.
So the number one thing that I like to use is this Express Brush Spa Mat from Sigma. It has several different textures on it for different brushes, and these little suction cups on the back to stick into your sink. I also have these cheaper alternatives from Amazon. This one has a suction cup as well for your sink. These are just a couple of dollars. I'll link them down below. This one you just use with your finger. And I also have this. This is more so to hang my brushes to dry and to reshape them. I don't really use the texture on the middle because I do have the spa mat. But it's really nice to hang the brushes. And then I also like to use rubbing alcohol, baby shampoo, and the Beauty Blender Solid. So the first thing I do is I place the spa mat into a clean sink and make sure that it's close enough to the drain so that the water reaches the mat. You can use any texturized rubber that you have around your house. I used to use these rubber oven mitts actually before I got the spa mat, whatever works. And then I have my baby shampoo, and I actually have this Morphe disinfectant next to it. I only had a little bit left, so I don't think I'm going to repurchase it. It was good, but it doesn't really suds up. So one thing I like to use as an alternative conditioner is coconut oil. Be careful not to use this in the sink though. Don't rinse them off in the sink because coconut oil is solid at room temperature, so it'll clog up your sink. Just use the garbage can. Another alternative conditioner that I like to use is olive oil. This is a better alternative in my opinion to the coconut oil because you can rinse it down the sink, and I use a little bit of antibacterial hand soap and baby shampoo, and I just swirl my brush around in it and then basically clean it. Just swirl it around on the texturized mat until I see all the pigment is gone, and then rinse it out until all of the soap is out. Just repeating the process here. You can also just use baby shampoo if that works for you, if your brushes don't need to be conditioned. Definitely always use rubbing alcohol or some other type of disinfectant on the handles of the brushes. They get really dirty, you don't even realize it, but I wiped all of mine off and they were filthy. It was so gross. So definitely don't forget the handles. And while you're cleaning your brushes, make sure that you point the brush head downwards so that the water and moisture doesn't get up into the ferrule of the brush. If that happens, then the hairs will come loose and it'll ruin your brushes. So as you can see, I'm just swirling it around. Try to be a little bit gentle, but you also want to press down hard enough that all the pigment comes out and all the dirt and dust and bacteria. So it's kind of a fine balance, but just don't press too hard because then you'll ruin the brush. And then always wipe down the handle of the brush, and then I just placed it in the Sigma hanging thing so that it could be reshaped and dry. So this is a natural hair brush. You want to be extra careful with these brushes. They tend to be a little bit more delicate. I'm swirling it around just like the synthetic brush before it, but I'm not pressing as hard. They tend to clean a little bit easier too. I feel like the product doesn't get stuck up in there as much. The natural hairs tend to be more flexible than the synthetic hairs. And then I'm just reshaping the brush, as you can see, before I hang it up to let it dry. And this is a really dirty brush that I use for concealer sometimes. So as you can see, a lot of product is coming out. You want to make sure that you get all the product out so that there's no bacteria left up in there. And for fluffier blending brushes for the eyes, I use the left side of the Sigma mat because it has finer ridges. The right side has better ridges for face brushes. And then just squeezing out the excess water and of course cleaning the handle. This one was really dirty, as you can see. Now I have a different method for cleaning dense face brushes because the product tends to get stuck up in those bristles a lot easier with these kabuki brushes that are really densely packed. So I like to use white vinegar, a little bit of water. I actually used a touch too much. And then I just swirl the brush around until all of the product comes out. And I go back in afterwards with more baby shampoo and swirl it on the Sigma mat. And then for smaller eye brushes and lip brushes, I like to go in with the baby shampoo, and I like to use the smaller texturized part of the Sigma mat in the front. That's, I find, best for smaller eyeshadow brushes and typically liner brushes too, and lip brushes. The front part of the Sigma mat also works wonders for dense concealer brushes. As you can see, that one is really dirty and I just use it for a few seconds in the front part of the mat and it's clean. And if you have a lot of brushes like I do and you get sick and tired of cleaning them, you can create a soap and olive oil concoction, vinegar, whatever you want, and get them all wet and then place them into the soap mixture. And then you just go ham and you clean them as fast as you possibly can because you want to go to bed. Now I typically clean these beauty blenders every couple of days and these makeup sponges because if I don't, then my skin will break out. It's not good to let those sit for too long. They'll collect bacteria and dust and they'll get really grody. So it's really easy. You just get them wet and let them expand. And then you swirl it around in either on a bar of soap. If you don't have this beauty blender solid, that'll work too. But this beauty blender solid tends to remove the makeup really easily. And then since I had it, I just went in with this disinfectant. And then it's all clean and ready for use. Since you spent so much time cleaning and sanitizing your brushes, you want to make sure that the containers that you store them in are cleansed as well. Those definitely still have bacteria in them and dust and excess makeup. So I just use baby shampoo. You can use a little bit of antibacterial soap, vinegar, whatever you have on hand, and rinse it out and dry it. And then for those little beads that I use at the bottom, I soak them in alcohol and water and let them dry, and then I pour them back in. And when you're all done, you can admire all the hard work that you just did, and you can use your eye brushes without getting eye infections and your face brushes without getting breakouts. Ta-da! Sometimes while I'm doing my makeup, I want to switch colors. So say I'm using a really bright color and I want to switch to another color. I like to use these 3 products to do so. This is the Vera Mona Color Switch, and it's almost like a sponge on the inside. So I just swirl my brush around until all the pigment comes off. Another product I like to use is this Mary Kay makeup remover. And you just spray it on your brush and use a tissue to wipe off the excess pigment. It works pretty well. I received this as a gift and I like it. I don't know if I'd repurchase it, but I really enjoy it. Another product that I own is this professional grade makeup brush cleaner. This is a travel kit actually. It's by Cinema Secrets, and I just pour a little bit into this little tin and swirl it around on a paper towel. And as you can see, all the pigment is coming off onto the paper towel. And now the brush is all clean and ready for a new color.
If you enjoy videos like this and want to see more, subscribe to my channel and click on the little bell button next to the subscription box so that you are notified when I upload. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.